Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody.
How did you like your anniversary? How did you like your anniversary show last night, Kelly?
Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Thank you, everybody.
I was going to tell you something. I thought about this because I want to go and say something because I didn't remember to say this last night, but it's interesting. Before I said to you, Kelly, I want this show to be a 50-50 partnership. And I was telling her this so that if she didn't have any anxiety about me getting rid of her or anything like that. But before I said that, I was thinking to myself, you do realize that once you say that to her, you give up some power. You've given up some power over how the show will evolve for an indefinite period of time. In other words, I'm basically saying to Kelly, from now on, you have power over how the show will evolve. It's not just what I think; it's what you want, and as well, And it happened with you when we did that with you, and it happened when we did that with Barbara. And I just want you to know that even though some people would say, why'd you do that? Why'd you give up that kind of power or authority over something? I just want to let you know I don't regret either decision with you or with Barbara.
Oh,
yay!
Thank you. So
sweet.
You could have not
does that
asked
make you feel
for a
good,
better director, boss, whatever,
Yeah.
How does it make you feel, Kelly?
That makes me feel great. And when, I said that last night about, when you said when the time comes, we'll find our third, and I said, after we'd had so many people trying to take it over, I was like, I don't know if we need a third. And then, let's just put that on the shelf. And then Barbara came along, and then I came to you and I said, you know what? I think we found our third. It was just so exciting. So I'm glad that Barbara came on. You're welcome.
And also today we have my other co-host, Barbara. You there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here.
And
you guys. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Psychic Night. We have Karen Page.
Yeah,
are you there, Karen?
I am here. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Karen.
Hey.
My other sister.
That's us.
Yeah.
That is us, girly twirly.
Yeah.
Always a special day, psychic day.
Well, we're so lucky. I always think how lucky I am and blessed to be able to work with you guys. I love you guys. And the callers are just wonderful, and they're so incredibly sweet people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of the dynamic trio. That would be you guys.
Thank you.
It's true. It's because that is the tone of the show. And I think you make everybody feel very welcome. And they are.
Good. They really are.
That isn't that exactly what you set it up to be. It's so everybody would have a home here.
Yeah.
That's right.
So.
And when people call into a show, they never really know, are they going to be getting through? So that's an excitement in itself right there. Then on top of that, they get life-changing, advice.
Well, my mission's always been all I want to do is help people.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of people, we have a call. We have a few callers. Do you want me to go ahead and put the caller on?
We do. Of course, honey.
Yes. All right.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
Area code 386. You're on the air.
Hello, Karen. This is Cindy. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am thrilled to get to talk to you. Thank you so much for
so
being
sweet.
on air.
Thank you. Well, you thank Jonathan and Kelly and Barbara. That's the reason I'm here.
I thank everybody. I look forward to the show every week, and I thoroughly enjoy it, the whole show.
Oh, that is so wonderful. They are so sweet to work with. I can't even tell you.
I can imagine you guys just click. I can hear you guys interacting, and you make it work. It's awesome.
When they invited me to join the show, it was like, my God, does it get better than that you get to work with people you actually care about? You know, I mean, it's true. I love you guys. You know that. I tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
I was just reading something this morning, and it said, you know, if you find something you love to do for your job, you will never work a day in your life.
That's exactly right. I've been doing this since I'm 10 years old, Cindy.
Oh, that's amazing.
I thank God every day. Actually, I'm lying. I was 10 and a half.
Close enough.
I can't even imagine doing something else. You know, I thank God every day, and I get to talk to you. I mean,
which thrills me out of my mind. I'm so glad
you're so
to
sweet.
get to talk to you today.
So, what's your question, my friend?
Okay, well, I've got an impending deadline now to move my horses, and I kind of found an emergency vacant lot next to where they are, but it's not really safe fencing to put them in, and a lot of weeds and blackberry stickers. It's just really not safe, but I was just giving the deadline of October the 2nd is when they're closing on the property, the new buyers. And in my, I'm still was looking for something, because a couple of new fences will have to also be built in that time.
Right.
There's just, I have to make 2 paddocks. They have to be separated because one of them's a stallion. And
and you don't want him going, I wonder what's over here.
Right, so there's got to be actually 2 fence lines between them so they can't get hurt fighting through the fence. And so it's like I don't have the time, the money, no work has come through yet.
It will.
I'm like at every deadline that is just panicking. Tomorrow is like the last day of my phone service, and I'm like, unless I come up with some money, I'm like, no, this can't all be hitting at once. And then I had posted an ad looking for pasture online on Craigslist, just not saying how much or who I was or anything. And someone called me on that ad I posted.
Gee whiz.
Because they had a large, well, it turned out he said what he had was probably way too big for what I need. They had a couple 100 acres. They leased for $30,000 a year for farming.
Right.
But he got to talking to me, and he's kind of been hitting on me and wanting me to. I went and met him. I did get a roll of hay from him for the horses because he grows hay.
Well, what he was looking for was a roll in the hay.
well, that's what I'm kind of wondering is how serious he is, or if he's just looking for a one-night stand, or kind of how serious.
No, I don't think he's looking for a one-night stand, honey. That doesn't feel right.
Okay.
I think when I say funny, I don't mean ha-ha funny. I think he's a funny guy that doesn't fit with everybody, you know, because he can be either really wonderful and sometimes doesn't know when to stop, you know, but his intentions are not bad. I don't get the feeling that what he's trying to do is run a game on you. That's not what this feels like.
Well, he said he's divorced, but when I asked him how long he's been divorced, he didn't really respond to that on a text message. But he made a few comments. I'm a really private person. I stay home.
Yes,
I don't
he
go
is.
out.
That's why I said
because
to you.
he works on the farm 7 days a week, which that's kind of farm life. That he's isolated and I'm isolated, you know.
And, sweetheart, I have to tell you, it feels like his marriage has been over for a very long time.
Okay. Well, I didn't know because he never responded to that, and I'm like, is he
Yeah,
really
but that's
divorced?
a
He's got
deeply
10
that's
kids.
Yeah, well, we know one thing he enjoys a lot.
Yeah.
10 kids, God bless him. Wow.
Yeah.
But that marriage
So,
feels like it's been over for a long time.
okay.
And he's not 12 years old, you know.
Oh no.
If he was
Definitely
20,
not.
if he was 22 and said, "Yeah, I have 10 kids," I tell you, run for your life. Because he'd stand next to you and you get pregnant.
Mhm. Yeah, I asked him what he does to relax because he says he works 7 days a week on the farm,
Did he
and I
just
know that's
start
farm
laughing?
life. And well, no, he said he runs and he works out, and he looks like a bodybuilder or a Marine or like he just got out of prison.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, but he's a guy that doesn't do things halfway.
Nice.
No, he doesn't, and is not the. It's not his ego that's driving the bus. You've heard me say that before about people. He feels like he's a very straight up, hard-working guy that, he may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I like him.
I was pretty surprised when I actually met him and saw him.
Yeah, no, I actually like him because he's not a player. If he was, honey, he wouldn't have time to make 10 kids.
Well, he hasn't exactly asked me out, but he keeps saying, "Well, are you ready for a hug yet?" We both.
Oh, that's adorable.
I miss a hug, and so I'm thinking, is that he just wanting to go straight to get physical, or
sweetheart? I'm sure that's what he wants,
player.
but he knows that's not going to happen.
Okay, that's why I was wondering if he was just playing games.
Oh no, he knows that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't mean you may not start seeing each other, but he knows that you're not going from a hug to go, no pun intended, jump in the hay,
Right. Okay. All right.
He knows that.
I was just wondering if that's what he's, expecting is why I was hesitant to.
Oh, no, honey.
So we've been cracking jokes and texting back and forth, and he's been texting me all day.
Yeah, funny about that, huh? And I think if what he was looking for was only that one time, I got to tell you, that's an awful lot of work, texting and all that to put into for that one time. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I think
right.
there's more to this than that.
Well, that's why I'm like, asking questions,
I like him.
Trying to get to know him more.
Well,
nice. Okay. Well, good, because I haven't dated in a few years, and I've been kind of living under a rock.
Like, I'm sorry, and you're waiting for what? And the funny part is, you were not going to meet somebody unless they literally were placed right in front of you, and it's like, look over here.
Yeah.
It's God
That's
going,
true.
hey, look what I found for you.
That's true.
Yeah. And I think he's nice, and truly, I think he's more sensitive than he appears to be. I know he looks like he's really tough, and boy, I wouldn't want him mad at me because he definitely doesn't say things he doesn't mean. But I like him.
Okay. Well, he's good looking. He does work out because he's certainly fit. He's got tattoos on his arm, which doesn't really fit the been married forever and 10 kids thing. But
whatever that means.
Do you see has he ever been in the military or?
Probably. But that was quite a while ago, sweetheart.
Okay. Well, he hasn't mentioned it, but when I told him I was, kind of looking for a place to lease for my horses, it was because I've always had them at my own home, but then I had to move and, make some adjustments because I had a stalker boyfriend that was, it was more important to get out of town and where he couldn't find me. So I had to
No
make
kidding.
a choice and rent a separate pasture for my horses because that's all I could find at the time. And I'm used to having them at my home and having my own farm. And so then he kind of took it from there. So, well, are you ready to get back into the game? You know.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
imagine
okay.
that's what I would think. That's what he would ask you, honey.
Yeah. So but my ex that was a stalker was military I told him he was career military.
This
20 years.
is,
He's like,
honey. They're not all the same. Please don't do that
right.
to yourself.
Well, I was wondering if that's why he's not telling me.
No, and you'll be able to have that conversation. But you expect him to stand there and recite everything. Hi, I'm this, I'm that. My birth sign is McSchminky. It's like, pick one. You know, this is the getting to know you part. You remember? Okay. I know it's been a minute, but so, you know, he's not your ex, so don't do that.
Definitely. He's definitely not. And that's why I want to make sure, you know, after the ex, I kind of started doubting my judgment.
Well, that's why I'm saying to you, please do not do that to yourself, because what you're doing is you're turning him into one size fits all, and it's not that guy.
Okay.
And you need to really evict your fear.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I was just wanting some reassurance and some insight before I move forward.
Oh, yeah, I think he's a nice man. You know, everybody has stuff. It's not like he's 7 years old and is just going into the second grade or whatever it is. You know,
right.
He's had a life. But you've
had
a life,
yeah, I know
too.
He seems very nice and very polite and very respectful.
And he is nice. And I know it's difficult to let yourself think, maybe I met somebody. You know? Because I know what you went through, okay? But that was then, and this is now. You got the lesson. Got it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that because.
Well, you know,
it's the first guy I've even had the conversation with.
I know that, and I was going to say,
years.
you know, I'd be the first person to say to you, what in the world are you thinking?
Yeah.
I like him.
I do too.
And
underneath
all
sure
that,
making the right
underneath
decision.
all that stuff, that exterior, is a really sweet guy that's thoughtful.
Nice. Well, do you see me being financially? Do you see me something coming through here quickly?
You're going to be fine, but you need to just really evict the fear.
Okay. Yeah, I just got so many deadlines coming up. I'm like, how am I going to do this?
Honey, I understand that, but do you realize that is a really negative energy to function under? And what the universe hears is you reinforcing what you don't have.
Well, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be responsible, and I know
honey,
that I have all these
they
responsibilities.
know that, but you need to also know that the universe brings us what we know is true. And when you know that this is temporary, that is exactly what the universe will deliver. It's like, I'm ready. Oh, she's ready now. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Yes.
Okay. So give yourself permission not to be afraid. Please. Pretty please.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I feel so much better.
As strong as you are, honey, this is a cakewalk. Isn't it nice to be coming to the end of this complicated and difficult period?
Yes.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
All right. And
awesome.
Of course we want to see pictures of you and Cutie Pie. So.
Okay, you will.
All right.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, sweetheart.
You made me very happy.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, we want to see.
Right. Area code 703 is next.
Hello,
Hello.
703. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
You know, every day's a good day, honey.
Every day I wake up is a good day.
Absolutely. You know, most of my parts work, I've got nothing to complain about.
Yep. Someone always has it worse than you do, so, I'm thankful for what I have.
You bet. You bet. So, what's your name?
Andrea.
Hello, Andrea. I'm Karen.
Nice to meet you.
And we got Kelly and Barbara and Jonathan. Say hi.
My son's name is Jonathan. Hello.
Oh, well, see? So you feel at home.
Yeah, Jonathan's, I don't know, I think that the name, it can be a terror sometimes, but.
Well, you know, your son is your son is very willful. Isn't that a perfect description?
Yes.
Thank you. The word no, he thinks, is negotiable.
Right.
So, and it's like, but he'll figure that out.
Someday, I hope.
So what's your question, sweetheart?
Well, I actually had 3 really great interviews, and I got a job offer from one of them, but then they came back and said I needed to interview with the board, and then the board said no. So I went back to the corporate office and told them what happened on Friday. He said, well, let me, check around and see what I can come up with, and I haven't heard back. So I don't know if they're going to change their mind or if one of these other 2 jobs come through or something else.
Feels like one of the other 2 where there's not this weird arrogance, because the board, I mean, they need to chill out a little,
Yes, they do.
Boy, if they got God forgive me, if that sphincter muscle got any tighter, they'd whistle God Save the Queen out their butt. I mean, it's like, seriously?
Well, they said they want someone with more experience. I've had some experience, but the other managers say, well, these things are teachable. It's all about personality, and we picked her out of all the interviews. We picked her. So,
well,
I don't know.
The issue is, would you rather be right or happy? And she would rather be
happy.
right. I know you would.
Yeah.
But how dare you go against my word? It's like, this is ridiculous. There's such a rigidity there that is so unnecessary.
And the saddest thing is, all these boards at HOA, they're all volunteers, but they think they hold the power of
That's
everything.
what I said to you. There's this rigidity, and they'd rather be right than happy.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
it goes. This seems to be the theme of this show, where there's a bunch of people whose egos are driving the bus, and this is really ridiculous. It's like, you would have been a perfect fit.
Yes.
And it's like, they must have been very threatened by you, because you're lovely.
Well, thank you.
And they just were going to have none of that. It's like, how dare you? You're going to show me up and blah, blah. It's like, oh, get out of your own way, lady.
Yeah, and they're all men. So they were, but I was like, wow, but.
Which one of them's wife is also involved?
I don't know. It could be the board of directors. The president. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's the one that makes the decisions.
The board of directors, the president.
Bingo. But rest your heart, honey. It's coming.
Yeah, I feel it's coming. It's just like I was like step backward,
No, it wasn't. that's what I always say. God's saving us from ourselves.
Yeah,
because you going to work with them, they would want you to be somebody different than who you are.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's like,
I have to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, and you need that like you need a migraine.
Right.
No.
Well,
don't do that.
Well, one of the other two companies, someone said to me, that girl works there.
One of them's a great fit.
Well, there's two. One's another HOA, and one is another investigation firm. And that one, they said that one of the girls who works there said they lost the contract, so the position is no longer available. So, but I haven't heard directly, so I don't even know if that's true or not.
Well, I'm not so sure she's right. And I think that the other HOA, they'll be a lot friendlier than the one you spoke to. The funny part is I was going to say to you, I keep seeing you working for a company that has to do, I keep wanting to say with electronics. Because I keep getting like sounds. And the private investigation company feels like it would be, or the investigation company feels like they deal with a lot of electronics.
Yes, and security stuff,
Bingo.
And all kinds of stuff.
There you go. And I think that this is going to come back. This is going to come back. And she does not feel like the know-all, end-all, the woman.
Yeah, well, the girl who works there, she sent me a Facebook message saying, hey, just let you know they didn't win the contract. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I could get fired, but that position is no longer available. But I've emailed the person.
I don't believe her. Forgive me.
I don't think so either. I'm emailing the lady like I'm emailing the lady who I had the interview with, and I haven't heard back. So
you will.
I don't know what they decided.
You will.
That's
but
the job
sure,
I really want.
That just doesn't feel right even a little bit.
Yeah. Rumors. I don't like rumors.
Nor do I. You know? And it's so interesting how threatened people are. It's like, what do they want you to do? Be grumpy? I mean, what is that?
Well, she even said, you don't want that job anyway. It's a paper pusher job. I said,
yeah, it feels like it's a jealousy thing. What is she, threatened?
I don't know. She's been the office manager for 2 years, and maybe she can't get a promotion. I don't know.
Yeah, but what the heck, you coming in? What, does she not want another woman in the house? Is that what it is?
I don't know. We were friends we used to hang out when we used to work at the gym together. We used to work out at the gym together. So it's not like I don't know her. So I was kind of taken aback
but I'm not
saying
I'm not. Yeah, I'm saying to you, she may be threatened. And not want another woman brought in. And you, everybody likes you.
Yeah, they loved me. They told me I'd be a perfect fit.
Bingo. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that issue, don't we?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel authentic to me.
Okay.
This feels like you're definitely going to hear something from the woman that's doing the actual interviews, because that doesn't feel right. It's that it's terrible. It feels like I want to go, liar, liar, pants on fire. You know?
I know. We had an interview. We had an instant connection over food because she's from New York. I'm from Boston, and we're talking about pizza. And the lady I work under, she's a supervisor. She sits in New York City, so we bonded over pizza as well. So we have this instant connection about pizza.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like, and I have to tell you, it just feels like she's telling you a story. I don't believe that this girl. That does not feel like it's authentic information. So I would, I'd follow up with the other lady.
I did that 3 times, and then the other HOA, I sent her an email again today, but I didn't hear back. So I don't want to push it and come across as desperate. So I'll just give it a couple days or so.
And I would, yes, I was going to say I would definitely let it be, because 3 times that's a good thing. She knows you are persistent.
Yeah.
She knows that you will stay on top of things. So what's the question? You know,
I don't want to come across as like
no. I
desperate.
understand that, honey. I understand that, but that's something that is. It's nice to have somebody that you know wants to be there.
Yes, versus just a warm body or.
Thank you. Or I just want a job. You know.
Yeah.
And she's already had a nice conversation with you, so what's the problem?
Exactly.
You know. And it's what it also feels like is that there is they're going through I always call it the musical chairs, you know, where they may be going through some administrative changes.
Mhm.
And
makes sense.
Once that's straightened out is when she'll call you and go, "Sorry it took so long," you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Awesome.
Because that feels like a really perfect fit.
Yes, it's like 10 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't worry, it's coming. You'll hear.
Well, thank you.
You'll hear from her. You're welcome, dear.
I'll let you know next week, and then what happens.
You got it. I expect you'll hear from her. Tell her we said, "Hey, good choice."
Hey, thank you. I will.
Okay. All right, sweetheart.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Area code 216 is next.
Hello?
Hello,
Hi there.
216. Who's this?
Hi. Happy Tuesday.
Oh, thank you.
I know. I'm studying while I'm talking. First of all, I'm from Ohio. My name is Sharon, and I have a life question.
Hello, Sharon from Ohio.
Hello. You're all so bubbly. I have a work question. I've been there a year, and there's a woman with dark hair. She's been there like 10 years. She goes off and on with me, nice, mean, nice, mean. Will she ever get to the point where she's consistent? I haven't been there that long. They love her because she's been there a long time. She makes it really hard.
Yeah, but do you realize that you're in good company? It's not personal.
Oh my God. She screwed me.
Honey, that is who she is. You are the easy target, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh.
And if you cannot take it personally, and I know it's difficult because she sounds like she's schizophrenic, but it's not personal. And it's one of those things that if you give it a second, the weather will change, you know. And that's what it feels like because, unfortunately, you are the one that is, I keep wanting to say you feel like the easy target for her. But it's not personal. It's not that she doesn't like you. You just unfortunately get her when something's gone wrong. She burnt her toast or something. Who knows? I'm serious, you know? And she feels like she's just one of those people that is not emotionally terribly stable. And you're in good company. It doesn't feel like you're the only one she's done this to.
I just wondered. I wonder because I haven't been there long enough to know how she's act. Why does management like her so well? I know she knows her stuff. I know that. That's
honestly,
basically what it is.
Because she's not. How do I put this? She's not jockeying for another position.
You're probably right about that.
I'm telling you, she feels like she's queen of the May where she is. She does a good job, and they don't have to worry about her trying to stick her nose in where it doesn't belong to move up. She's happy being the queen where she is.
Oh my! You do see longevity there for me. I do like the job.
And that's why I'm telling you, if you cannot take it personally, honey, this has nothing to do with you.
That's just her nature, huh?
Yes. I mean, you know the nice part? You don't have to take her home with you.
I know. Some days it's worth. Well, she only comes in 2 days a week. She works at home, which is nice. But boy, those
You're not kidding. But I'm begging you, please do not take her personally because this isn't about you.
Right.
Imagine if you had to deal with her 7 days a week. Then I would say to you, go look for another job like yesterday.
I know I don't. But you're right.
But it's not, and she doesn't even really know you.
I know.
That's why
I know.
Please don't take it personally, honey.
I won't.
And I want you to just be your regular nice self. And when she goes off on one of her psychotic binges, just kind of go, no problem. Or whatever it is that'll make it easy for you to not take it home.
I know, and she loves it. The managers just like her, at least the managers in our department.
I'm telling you why.
I know. You told me.
She is. This is not because they want to hang out with her. It's because she gets it done, and she's not. She's not playing politics at the job. Do you know what I mean? She just does her job.
Okay.
And
I get it.
they can count on her.
I know. I told you she does do a good job.
I know she does.
But she does. I know.
And
I know.
And as annoying as she is, it's okay, honey.
I know.
You don't have to take her home.
I'm taking my final test next Monday, the 30th. I had one already. I have the final one to take to get my license. If there's a 2-part, I'm going to pass, aren't I?
Sweetheart, you will ace this, and you're going to go, what was I thinking? Why was I scaring myself?
Oh, I know.
The funny part is you know this like you know the back of your hand. It's just everybody has this. I keep wanting to almost shake my finger, and you better do this. It's like, honey, you got this. You got this.
Karen.
Please, I beg of you, don't.
I want to listen to the other readings. I like listening to your readings.
Thanks. Please do not do that to yourself because you have got this.
Thank you.
And you know, let her go home and make herself miserable. Don't you worry about it.
It's sad. I know.
Oh, please. The good news is you're not related to her.
I know. Isn't that the truth, though?
Yep. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. And thank God you don't have to take her home with you. She has no idea who you really are, honey.
At all.
I know. That's why it's like whatever is going around in her crazy head, relax.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So hang on.
Evening.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, sweetie. Bye.
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 All right.
Mr. Jonathan?
All right. Next one is 310.
Aha. Hello, 310.
Hi, how are you?
I don't have a single complaint, honey. Every day's a good day.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same.
What's the matter?
Well, I got into.
What's your name, sweetheart? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
That's strange. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So yesterday I got into a really bad situation, and I need some advice from you. I was arrested yesterday for something, and fingerprinted, and they let me go 2 hours later, but I have a court date on October 16th, and I'm a first-time offender. I have a clean record, so I'm wondering what you see of this.
You do have a lawyer.
Not yet.
Okay. That's going to be the key. What's your first name?
Vince.
Hi, Vince. The attorney, it's such a weird thing. This feels like the attorney, he's going to be able to work this out so it is much easier on you than you're expecting.
Yeah.
So rest your heart. You know, I always think these things are so we learn what not to do again. Because the way this is making you feel, that's not worth it, honey. Don't do that to yourself.
It's tearing me up inside. It's like,
but
you know,
don't do that.
And the other part of it is, yeah, it is. And the other part of that is that it was where I live. So it's like I don't know, because we're renting a place that somebody owns there, and I don't know if it's going to get back to the owner from the homeowners association, and if she's going to ask us to move, or what's going to happen with that.
No, because once this gets resolved, and this is not going to be a federal offense.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It is. You'll see that this is going to be just fine.
Yeah,
I don't see them wanting you to go anywhere.
Yeah, I did. Even the officer said that it's just, it's not.
Yeah, this is like a tap on the wrist.
Yeah, he said that most likely because you have a clean record and it's a first offense, most likely you're going to be let off, and then if you're clean, if you stay clean for 6 months, then it goes away, won't even go on your record.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what it feels like, is that the attorney works this out, and that because you're not the mastermind criminal of a big gang. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Sort of went out of your lane and went, "What the heck am I doing?" You know?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know. So those are it's an opportunity of a lifetime for you to learn what not to do to yourself anymore.
Yeah. So do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but we don't need to go there, honey.
Yeah.
No,
we
do not need to go there, honey.
Okay, thank you. It is embarrassing.
This is a one-time thing. You're not going to get led down that road again.
Okay.
And it feels like what they'll do is they'll give you, it'll be 6 months or a year of keeping yourself clean, and them not hearing from you anymore, and then it'll all be fine.
Okay.
And I don't see the landlord having any problem, honey.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured too.
Yeah, so rest your heart. And if I thought this was going to be something really serious, I would say to you, boy, are you in trouble.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm not
going to let it happen again.
Feels like. No, you're not, and I don't care how tempting it might be.
Okay, I did kind of lie to my wife about the circumstances of what happened, and I'm just wondering if she's going to find out the real truth.
That might be a complicated, more personal issue for the two of you to deal with.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Because that's something that is, I think the fear part that is scary for you is her being disappointed.
Yeah, and it would just virtually, it would just really kill her inside. It was just, It was just
well,
tear
that's
apart
why
if
I'm
she
saying
really
to you
needed
that
to.
that's something that you need to be very careful about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
No
well,
more
thank you
lying.
very much.
You're just not going to talk about it, okay, my friend?
No, definitely not.
Okie dokie.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, area code 856 next.
Hello, 856.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Getting better.
Yeah, that sounds believable. What's your name?
I'm Rosemaria.
Hello, Rosemaria. Isn't that pretty? It's true. I mean, you meet Rosemaries, but you don't meet Rosemaria. You know, that's beautiful.
Nice.
So what is your question, Miss Rosemaria?
I've been going through a lot of stuff that's been changing, and so far so good, getting a little bit better, but a little downfall last week. So trying to get better. And
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. That seems to be the theme this hour, and I'm not going to do that to myself again.
True.
And you know that. It's kind of like, damn, I came this far, and what am I doing? You know? But you know what? You learned a lot from it. And that's really the key, because it took you a long time to get to the place where you would say, I'm not doing that anymore. And you felt so much better. And now, emotionally, what this has done to you, you're not doing this anymore, honey. Train left the station, done and done.
Right.
Got it? So would you please stop beating yourself up and kind of go, you know, because we can only make those things stick when it's between our ears, and that commitment is, nobody else can do that for us. Only we can. So that's the gift you can give yourself and go, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. The words "I'm over it" come to mind. And mean it, so that you stop. Look at the way it makes you feel. And I know it's because you're disappointed in, what the heck did I do this for again? It's like one time. And that's enough. And now you caught yourself. So just in the nicky snick of time, as I might say. So be nice to yourself and go, okay, lesson learned. And mean it. Instead of absolutely emotionally paying for it for the next 5 years. Don't do this to yourself.
True. True.
It's like, honey, we've all done that. We have all done that. It's tough being human, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, just be kind to yourself, and kind of go, okay, that's right, I forgot I was human. Because you are very hard on yourself, and I know you're a perfectionist. God, if I ever wanted something done right, you'd be the girl I'd call. You know? It's like, because when you make a commitment, you keep it. This one was for something for you. And you're so mad at yourself. It's like, stop it. It's about being human and understanding that it's okay to do that one time. And I know you beating yourself up, going, I came so far. What the hell did I do that for, and why? And you know the script.
Right, yeah.
And remaking the commitment and meaning it this time. I'm begging you. Step back and just mean it. Because it's all about intention. And when you make the commitment to yourself, you're great with everybody else. What about you?
Right. True.
So, what else do you want to know, girl?
Yeah, it's like I'm at this age. I'm like, what the hell happened? And I need to live my life.
Thank you. And stop looking backwards. Point that pretty nose forward and move. Do it.
True. Hopefully it works this time.
It will. See, but that's what you need to not do is doubt yourself. As strong as willful and strong-willed as you are, oh, come on. Seriously? You can move a mountain as little as you are? Come on. Really?
Yeah, true.
So it's almost like that Taurus thing, you know, where it's like, I am going to do this. And I don't care what people think might get in your way, but this is something deeply personal for you. It's like, do it put that commitment in place for yourself.
Cool. Got it.
Okay, girl.
Thanks.
Let us know, please. Okay, sweetie. Bye.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you something. I've been, it's interesting because for the first time in a long time, I'm actually talking to someone. Are you there, Karen?
Of course I am. Yeah, you're
and I'm talking
to me.
Someone. Well, I'm talking to well, what I meant is that there's somebody that seems to be interested in me, and I've been talking to her a lot, and I was
How
wondering.
How nice is that, honey? Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to mean anything or turn into anything. I was just wondering what you thought.
Well, I think it may be to get you back in the groove because you had gone into hiding for a long time and wouldn't let yourself even entertain the thought of meeting somebody. It was like a fantasy that you kept outside of you one of these days.
Right.
And I think it's maybe to get you back in the groove, to remember it's really nice to be able to just have a conversation with somebody and feel like maybe that's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do that again,
It's she's kind of an eccentric person, so it's interesting to see.
And you're not?
Oh, no, I am. But,
excuse me, Jonathan, look at the four of us, okay?
Yes.
I think the word eccentric is in the dictionary, and the four of us, our pictures are right there.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
this is definitely not the one-size-fits-all show.
I mean, I have told her about the show, but she hasn't called in yet, so it's going to be interesting if I can get her to call in. That's going to be interesting.
You know what? And I'm sure at some point, if she feels like it, she will. But for now, please let yourself enjoy it.
Yeah.
Seriously. Don't go leaping ahead. Get to know each other over the phone. And then if it feels like it's going to move somewhere, why not?
Yeah.
But it feels to me like it really is to get you back into the possibility.
I see.
I like it.
Okay, well, thank
it.
you.
You're welcome.
That's great,
Johnny. Oh yeah, we're waiting. I'm waiting to see, but it's. I mean, she's definitely interested. I mean, I text her and she goes, I've been thinking about you all day, so she's definitely interested.
Sweet.
Oh, that's wonderful, Johnny.
I love that. How nice is that?
So
I mean, it's been a long time since I've had that kind of an effect on someone, so it's.
You know what? I know that. And now it's time for you. It feels like it's to get you back in the groove so you remember what that feels like.
Yeah. I know. It's let me ask you this. Before you met Mark, did you predict yourself dating Mark?
Honey, I don't read for myself. You know what usually are the things that I know? Things that will change my life forever. Things that will dramatically impact my life, and I go into emotional preparation mode because you meet somebody and we can't control what other people do or their behavior, and I am one of those strange women that believes that, first of all, I'm not interested in convincing somebody to love me or to be attracted to me. And, if somebody wants me taller, thinner, shorter, fatter, blonder, whatever, different than who I am, I wish for them to go find that person. So, did I predict that? No, honey, because that's not what I do. And I don't read for myself usually.
Did somebody else predict for you?
No, honey. No. Nope. Wasn't there.
Because we've had psychics on who claims that they predicted when they got married, when they were going to get married. They predicted their own wedding.
Good for them. Good for them. I think that if God let me know everything was going to happen in my life, what in the world would I ever learn?
It would be kind of boring.
Well, it's not only boring. I think that this is I've said this to you guys 100 times. I've always thought this was just a big classroom. What the heck are we doing here? So it's and good for them if they do that. That's not what I do.
How do you feel, Kelly? You said you weren't feeling well.
I'm feeling okay-ish. Thank you. I'm just kind of waiting to see how late dinner kind of sets, and so we'll see. Tomorrow's a new day, so we'll see how it goes.
Let me ask you this question. I wanted to ask you this question. What's your funniest moment ever experienced on the show?
I know Kelly and I have laughed our heads off together. We know what each other is thinking.
It's my favorite part when we're laughing.
Yeah. We get tickled over something so silly.
I love that.
Several times. Yeah. We don't have to announce what it is. What these things are.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
How about you, Jonathan?
Yeah.
I don't, it's sort of funny because I have so many things I have to worry about, so it's hard for me to relax and laugh. I'm usually the technical person, but I mean, it's I will tell you though that whenever I look back old shows, like before I had a partner and everything, and I think back to, oh my God, I mean, like I was thinking about this, and it is true. It's like, this is sort of the difference between the show used to be. This is the difference between the way it is now. I bet that it's probably you probably feel that food tastes better when you eat it at a restaurant than you eat it at home, right?
That's a funny analogy, Jonathan.
Okay, but do you think that's true?
Depends on the restaurant. Some of them you can't wait to get out of.
Yep. I was gonna say I don't know. I'm a really good cook, so
yeah.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that this. Let me explain to you what I'm trying to say. Is that when you're at a restaurant, you don't sit around and worry about how the food was made, or what it tastes like, or what put it.
Yeah, really.
Well, no, you worry about what it tastes like, but you don't really worry.
I
about
look at if
how
the fingernails are clean
anything.
on the person that's helping me.
Yeah. You don't worry about how it was prepared. You don't worry about or whether or not the microwave was working okay. You don't really worry about that. You just sit down there and you eat. And I guess the point is that
maybe you don't worry about
when you
it.
eat out. But,
very funny.
Well, I guess the point I'm trying to get at here is that
service, if
when somebody gives you food,
you're watching for things.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, Kelly, is that the fact that I do the technical stuff, I think what I was hoping is that it makes it easier on you guys because you don't have to worry about the technical stuff.
Of course
well,
it does.
Like
God bless
now,
you.
Yeah.
Like just now,
yeah,
like the caller that we had on, the call dropped. It's like you don't even think about that. You just think about so like when Kelly does the soccer days, she's not thinking, is the signal good? Or you understand, Kelly doesn't even think about that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's good to eat food when you don't have to worry about how it was made, or the fact that you made it, or
the dishes.
That. Yep.
Yeah.
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 True.
Clean up. Yeah.
That's true, Jonathan.
We get it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that we all make it easier on each other, because I wouldn't know the first thing about how to
God,
do
I hope so.
Mhm.
It's origami and meditation. I mean, and I love the way that Kelly says guided meditations wake her up,
Yeah. Everybody else is like ready for bed, and I'm like, hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's energizing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Late for you guys. You're doing this kind of late every single night.
It is nice. I mean, it's something that really is so beneficial.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I look forward to it every week. And then I listen to her shows, too, just to go to sleep during the week.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank you.
And one of our callers
is that?
today, one of our callers, right before I put her on, she goes, I love your shows. I look forward to your shows. So that must imply that this was a regular listener. One of our callers told me that. So
That's so lovely.
It sounds like we're getting, but one of the things I love is about it's sort of like, I know that when Kelly's doing a guided meditation, all she has to worry about, she doesn't have to worry about paying for the Blog Talk. She doesn't have to worry about the technical support. Just doing the meditation, just standing there and talking, and
that's why everybody has their own gift to bring to the show.
Yeah, and I can do it in my pajamas.
And Barbara has excellent interviewing skills.
That's hilarious.
Skills. I'm sure a lot of people have told Barbara that she has excellent interviewing skills. Don't you agree? And she likes to make
That's
videos.
nice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, they say it's entertaining
so
just to hear me just talking, so I'm glad I'm entertaining them. But I like the time that I do it. This show has brought me just a regular schedule, which for 30 years modeling I never had. And you know what? I was thinking about this, and I wrote this down the other day, that I was manifesting it before I was on the show. I thought, gosh, it sure would be nice if I had a schedule, because I think that I need that. I kind of need a little more regimented. It's hard to be your own boss and put yourself on a strict schedule that you don't really have to be on. And then this gives it to me, because by 4:45 I have to have pretty much all my business done. Then I do the show, because now it is 6 o'clock pretty much everything's closed. And now I have my evening. I can do errands or make dinner for Priscilla. And then it really has given me so much structure.
How nice is that?
So good. Really good. Really has been good for me. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's giving you more structure, Kelly?
Yeah. It's something that's kind of like since it's later here, it's kind of like, well, this is what I do in the evening before bed, and it's kind of like it's kind of like one of those evening things, like it can wind me up, but then it's like it can also, it kind of depends on like what we're doing, but it tends to be one of those things where, okay, I've got like a half hour or an hour before I'm going to actually go to bed, but I try to get off my phone and electronics before I go to bed, so I have like that calm like headspace where I'm trying to get things done with animals or whatever. Not the dragons, because they're already in bed. Like it's like, it is so funny like that we have everything synchronized. Like as soon as the show thing counts down and the show starts, the dragon lights go off, and then it's like simultaneous, and then so they're done for the day, and then so I have 2 dragons I'm giving medicines to. Well, sometimes, excuse me, see, it's late here. Well, sometimes I'm giving meds to them while we're like talking before we go on air, or I try to get it done before that. And then after we get done with our show, then I'm taking care of sugar gliders because they're nocturnal, and getting them ready for what is the beginning of their day. And then, I'm finishing up things for myself and getting ready for bed. So it's like a nice little routine.
What happens when what happens when I text you and I say it's okay to call in? What goes through your mind?
Woo! I do the thumbs up. Sometimes lately I've been kind of calling in before I get that message, but I usually do the thumbs up anyway, even if we're like on the show already.
Yeah.
But yeah. And, I try to post before I go to work, the show, or after I get home. Yeah, I try to be consistent, but sometimes my work.
What's the best reaction you've had? Let me ask this. What's your best reaction that you've had with telling someone about the show?
Really? You have a show? Oh my gosh! What's it about? So then I tell them it's about anything and everything, but we also have like scheduled things like Psychic Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have psychics on? Yeah. We have a really good one. Have you heard of Karen Page? And it's like, sometimes
look her up.
People Yeah, and sometimes, you get those people whose eyes gloss over and they're like, oh, well, I'm a card reader, or I'm a psychic, or you get like the people who are
good for them.
Or you get the people who are super excited, or you get the people that have like the fear of God and look in their eyes, and they look at you, and it's like, okay, apparently they're not.
And no, the psychic does not have horns. It's okay.
Yeah, you're doing sacrifices and weird stuff, So, yeah, it's like you just get different reactions. And then I mostly, lead with, I do chakra healing, and people are like, what? Or they're like, no way you do that? And I'm like, yeah. And then
I get asked what those are. What is chakra cleansing? And then so when I tell them, they kind of go, wow, that's cool. I go, yeah. Here's the address for the show, the link. Her name's Kelly Walters. You'll love her.
Yeah, I get all kinds of reactions about it, and then people are like, I get all kinds. So it's really interesting, and I like talking about it. Most of the time, people are like, "You have a show?"
And that's the thing. But not only that, because you have a show about everything, you can tell everybody. You understand what I'm saying, Kelly? I mean, if it were a cooking show, it would be like you would have to say, "Do you like cooking?" You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do that.
All right. Yeah. Or I love cooking. Or no, I don't like cooking. I just like eating. Or Yeah.
Right.
I think if you did a cooking show, we should start with how to boil water, because some people, have you noticed, don't know how to do that.
Well, actually, this is another one. How to make Jell-O. That's another one.
See, that's the other one.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How do you think you go to the market and buy it in a little cup that's already made? It's like, no.
I haven't.
That's a Married with Children episode.
I burn water.
There's a Married with Children episode where apparently she Kelly Bundy has to make Jell-O, and my mom is just watching the whole thing, and she goes, "You just add water."
Thank you. It's really complicated, That's hilarious.
Parker, were you ever on that show?
Yes, actually, that was my very first acting part ever. I mean, the first time, and I'm in. Yeah, and I still get residuals. And somebody yesterday said, "Hey, I just saw you on Married with Children." So I go, I guess I'm going to get a check in the mail soon. Yeah, I love that. It was so crazy because I watched that, probably in high school and thought, oh, what a fun show. And then I get on that. You do 2 shows in front of a live audience, so it is nerve-wracking because you don't want to make a mistake, especially when you're new. And I didn't, thank goodness, but they were really fun. The actors. It was with Bud Bundy.
What
Bud
did
Bundy
you do,
and Al
though?
Bundy.
Which part?
The episode was called Wedding Repercussion, and I was Bud Bundy's cousin's fiance, and something happened with the fiance before of the cousin, and so he didn't want to be left alone in the room with me, but the guy and so we come to the door, and I'm with this big guy who was playing my fiance, and he's like, "Please just stay with Deanna for a little while I go out. He's going to go get my wedding ring." And he didn't want to, so it was this thing. And I'm like, "Don't you like me?" And I was like inching up closer and closer to him on the couch. And then it ended with him like planning a kiss on me. So it was fun. It was cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and there you are.
Yeah, I'm looking this up right now. You are Deanna.
Yeah.
That's
well, the one that you look up, sometimes they cut like half of my part out, and so I think I have found the full thing, and I put it on my YouTube. So you could find all my things that I've done on my YouTube that I could find. So that might be easier for you.
I'd like to see that. Where is it? If you find it, can you find the link? Can you send it to me?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, can you send it to me too?
Yes, that one, and being in a blockbuster is really, I don't care if it's one word, one line, it doesn't matter. That is the best for residuals. The Austin Powers movie.
That's hilarious.
More people recognize my name from me doing that than anything.
Isn't that funny?
I wanted to ask you something, Karen, while we have you on the phone. We are setting up, just to let Barbara know that we're on top of it. I added my email to the GoFundMe, and they said they needed my, the last four of my social, and they needed my routing number and everything, so I gave them all that. Is that the proper way to do it?
Yep.
Okay, so
yes,
you know
it is.
This is the right answer. Okay, because I want to make sure
and I know that if there was an issue, they will contact you.
Okay.
Because they're good about that.
Oh, okay, good. Because I'm the one that started it, and he's the beneficiary. So that's
well, and so they have both of your addresses.
They should.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Okay, good.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
It is. It's nice to do it right.
Do you think that we're going to be doing the photo shoot after the start of the year?
Yes, I've always thought it would be after the first of the year.
Well, what I'm thinking is going to happen is that between now and Christmas, we're going to be able to find a way to start raising the money for it. And then, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, meeting everyone's going to be interesting because, you hear all this. It's really weird after you've been doing the internet, you're talking to somebody for a long time.
Honey, I have clients for 40 years that have never met me in person.
Oh.
And the only way they recognize me is my voice.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've had people say to me it happened when I was in a Barnes & Noble. These two women came in, and one of them started talking to me, and the one that was with her looked at me and went, "Karen Page?" And I looked at her, and I knew I didn't know her. We'd never met, and I said, "Yes." And her friend said, "You know her?" And she said, "Are you kidding? She's my psychic. She's read for me for 25 years.
Oh,
it's actually kind of funny because...
Is that hilarious? She knew my voice.
We were joking about giving Mark a psychic day in addition to a chakra day. And it's sort of funny. I was just telling you in my mind of, I can just see Karen now. I see a tall redhead in your future.
And he'd go, "Another one?"
Oh,
that's very funny. Yep, he's a lovely person.
Oh, good.
Yep, you guys are all going to meet him.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, he's looking forward to it.
Good.
Awesome.
Yep. I told him... What, honey?
Sorry, go on. Well, no, it's just you said he was shy that he would never do it. So go on.
No. It's when all of a sudden when I was telling him about Kelly doing chakra cleansing, he went, "What is that?" And I explained it to him, and he went, "Wow, would she do mine?" And I said, "Yeah." And when he asked, it's like, because it's like I would never force somebody to get a reading.
Yeah.
And it's something that people have to want.
Surprised, Karen? Are you surprised, Karen?
No, I was delighted. No, because I've read for him.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking on the air. You said yourself.
Honey, I'm not entitled to have an opinion about it.
Okay.
I'm happy he's doing it. I think it's something that will be wonderful for him.
All right.
So I wouldn't have said yes and said, "Hey, how about," if I didn't think it was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happy.
Oh,
very
cool. That's so cool that he wanted to on his own.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So I was very happy about it. And talk about perfect timing. It's like...
Yeah. Like, hey, we have to have an opening. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Is it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
I think we really would be Saturday because Friday...
Okay.
I think Friday I'm going to try to. I think Friday, Barbara wants to try to make that be her interview day, where she does interviews and brings up guests. Isn't that right, Barbara?
Honey, that's why I was just asking what day. You tell me.
Right.
Okay,
But yes, but it's not. I'm not saying it's my interview day. I called it interview day. I never said it's mine. Interview day.
Well, I don't want to say that either. I guess the whole point.
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make, Barbara, is I wanted you to be able to be kind of a creative part of things, just like the guided meditation and the chakra days are Kelly's part. This is sort of your creative.
One of those K names.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking it's good for the people who are not interested, and a lot of people don't know what it's about. Chakra day and psychic day, and they're men. Maybe they say, "Oh, that's not my thing," but that was what that Mike Free said, and lo and behold, we get him on for interview day, and at the end, he's all into getting scheduled for chakra and then psychic.
Isn't that
Remember?
wonderful?
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. So they get to know us and see what we're about, and then they're open to it.
Well, and they realize we don't bite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Among a lot of other good things. And they get
there we go.
Like you said, we make them comfortable.
But, they should be, because it's their lives.
Mhm.
And it's, when they realize it's not that they can have input, I think it's important. For them to participate.
Yes. And
my joke about leaving Madame Zaza with the cape and turban at home, because it's like, oh my. And I think when people meet all of us, they're going to go, really? You do chakra cleansing? No kidding, Barbara. What kind of interviews do you do? Jonathan, how did you figure out all that electronic stuff? It's like
trial and error.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. That's how I did it, with trial and error. I mean,
I love it.
It's very simple. You make mistakes and then you erase them. It's very simple. You break wind on the air and you erase them.
Or you learn from them.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I actually broke wind on the air one time. I erased the show. It was awful. And then there was another time that it was. I had people where I was giving interviews and they said I sounded like a sixth grader. I had this was back before Kelly came along, and I've had people tell me, but it's sort of funny because a lot of people don't get it. That when you do a show alone and there's nobody there, and people would say to me, "Boy, you sure do and a lot." But see, I don't really do that. Because of the fact
they don't realize that when you keep talking to yourself, sometimes an argument can break out, and God knows you don't want to start arguing with yourself on the air.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that because there's three of us, we aren't pressured to do all the talking all the time. I mean, now when Kelly does her chakra days, she does the majority of the talking. She does. Well, not exactly. You are interacting, but Kelly does the majority of the shocking. But I think the person you're talking to is pretty much laying on a bed trying to relax. But, how do you do guided meditation?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I'm,
talking, or?
No, I don't.
Oh, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's Barbara.
Yeah, with those two things, no, because I'm in the groove and that's just how it goes. But I think it would be horrible to try to carry on an entire show that wasn't something that was meant to be like a one-person thing. Like, I'm not saying like guided meditation shows and chakra days are a one-person thing, but it's like the majority of it like is one person talking. But to do show after show where you are the one talking, like how you did before anybody else was on, Johnny, I think I couldn't do that. I would be terribly uncomfortable.
Not only that, there is an SNL skit that was on many years ago called Talk Back, and this guy was sitting here, and he had like twin phones, all those old-time phones in front of him, and he says, I have some issues to say, and if you have something to say, call me, And then what would happen is that nobody called. So it's like what we do is he would get madder and madder and madder. But it's hard.
Dan started arguing with himself, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
My paraglider's barking again. My paraglider's been barking like off and on through this show, and then yesterday, and I'm like, they bark when they're happy. They bark when they want something, but this is like a happy bark, which I'm glad about.
I was laughing to myself when I heard you say that because they're nocturnal, and I thought to myself, wow, I must have been a sugar glider in another life because I'm nocturnal.
Actually, it was kind of funny is when my nephew Brian was younger, I was his idol because he thought it was lazy, and he actually said that. He said that I want to grow up to be just like Johnny because he plays video games all day long and does nothing. And my sister didn't particularly like hearing that. I mean, it was like their Uncle Johnny was their hero because, like this one time I was watching them, and
hilarious.
While I was watching them, I ate a cherry pie in my room. Okay, watching them, they thought this was the most amazing thing that they ever heard. So they started bragging it to everybody. Johnny eats whatever he wants. He ate a cherry pie in his room.
Okay, how old were they at the time?
Well, they were like 6 or 7, and they thought this was...
Oh, see? At 6 or 7, that's like breaking the cardinal rule.
Yeah, it was like, he ate cherry pie in his room.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm thinking pretty much at the 4 of us, none of our moms thought it was okay to eat cherry pie in the room, in the bedroom.
Well, my mom didn't think it was okay, but I had to watch the kids and
No, Jonathan, I'm just saying it's such a funny thing for a 6 or 7-year-old to go, oh, he can eat cherry pie in the bedroom. He's the coolest person in the world.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's hard to believe any of us were 6 or 7 before, isn't it? I mean, like a minute and a half ago?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're about out of time. We have about a minute left. But thanks, everybody, for coming on. And thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you. Okay?
I love you guys.
Night, everyone.
Love you guys.
Have a great night.
Good night.